Hello and welcome back to another Artisan Quick Tips with Jennifer. I'm Jennifer Wise with Photo and Story Treasures. Artisan is digital scrapbooking software from a fabulous company called Forever. And I'm going to show you today how to, it's called frames. So how to put frames around a picture or a paper, but it's way cooler than that. There are a lot of really, I don't know, really fancy, cool things that you can do. So saying that I'm going to show you how to put frames around a picture doesn't really cut it. But anyway, so let's start first with a little bit of an introduction to Artisan. If you are not familiar with Artisan, go ahead and pause this recording. You can read through the fast facts here. You'll find my website, my Forever website down at the bottom. That's where you buy Artisan, and my email account, my email address, so that you can shoot me questions if you have any. Once you're done reading through the fast facts, unpause, and we will go over to my Artisan installed on my computer, and I will show you all about frames. All right, so here we are. I forgot to share my screen. Here we are in Artisan. You can see all of the thumbnail pages in this project. This project is called Practice. This is the one I very first started with when I started playing around with Artisan, when I was learning how to use it. So you can see none of the pages go together or have anything meaningful on them as I'm scrolling down over there on the right. But that's kind of the point. These are all things that we've learned, and a lot of these things are things that I have shown you in the Artisan Quick Tips tutorials. So frames, and why just calling it frames isn't cool enough. Here we go. So I'm on a blank page here. And the frames, I don't know, it's like adding an element to it. So I don't know what to really call it, but you can find frames by coming over here to the content navigator over here at the right where my mouse is, if you can see me moving that around. And you'll click content. Now you'll see in all sorts of other tutorials, there are papers and embellishments, shapes, etc. But we're going to come to this one called frames. So click right here in frames. Now, since I was just here, it's taking me right back to built-in kits. If nothing comes up here for you, you might be under commercial art kits. So make sure that you have hit built-in kits. And then you're going to have all of these cool frames. And let me show you what you can do. So I'm going to grab a random photo here. And again, if you're just getting started with Artisan and you don't know how to get a photo on a page or lock the aspect ratio like I'm doing right now, etc., check out my other Artisan Quick Tips tutorials. I really just cover kind of one thing per video. So you can find other information there. Okay, so we have this picture. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. We have this picture here, and then we have all of these options over here. So there are two ways to apply what you see over here at the right to this picture. The first one is to choose it. Let's do bubbles. How's that? Like hover over it and then click that little black arrow over there at the right. And then select apply this frame effect to the selected elements. So you can do it that way, or let me undo it. You can just click and drag it on top of the photo. So when I do that, click, hold down my mouse, drag until the picture becomes kind of yellowish. That means I'm going to apply it to this. And there you go. So you can do that with all of these things. Here's a bevel. Here is a grass. Let me zoom in so you can see that a little bit better. A grass kind of effect around your picture. You can even break it into horizontal stripes or sections, I guess. This one's called maple. You got little leaves all around, which is kind of cool. Stars, tic-tac-toe. If you want to break it into 9 squares. Now, because this is not a square photo, This doesn't break it in exactly into squares, it breaks it into rectangles. But let me show you what would happen. So let's do insert empty frame. This is going to be, whoops, empty frame. Hold on. There we go. I'm going to lock the aspect ratio again, and I'm going to put that same picture there so you can see what happens now. I move this one over here, this one over here. Now you can see what happens when I go back to that tic-tac-toe. Now that that's a square picture, it's going to be actual squares in that tic-tac-toe. Okay, so I want to show you a couple of other things. So there are, if you keep scrolling down, this is really cool. All right, so actually I'm going to just delete this and we'll just work with this one right now. So there are also sort of like traditional frames that you can see here. So this one has white, a white line. You can't see because I haven't put any pages on. Hold on. Any papers, I mean. So let's see if I come down here and I do like a red or whatever for the background. Then you'll be able to see. Let me just, whoops, order, send back. Then you'll be able to see there's a white frame on that, right? Or let's go back to our frames. Here's one that's got a black, it's still white, but it's got black corners. And look at all these over here. Look at these over here to the right. This is so cool. So you can have these cool frames without having to, line everything up, line the corners up and all that stuff. This is pretty cool. You can see this is a double mat. You can see there's a quadruple mat and shadowed, like all sorts of other things here too. But this is a double mat. So it's got your photo and then one mat behind it and then another mat behind it. So this is really cool because if you right click, you can click effect or select effects and then edit. You can actually change the colors of those. So you can see over here at the right, now that I've right clicked it, I can edit it over here at the right. So you can see the green mat is the one selected right there where my mouse is. And so this gives me options of, if I click this, to change the color. So I can change it to this. Okay. And then I can come over to that kind of peach mat, and I can change that color as well. How about gray? All right. So even though initially it's got some colors chosen for you, you can kind of play with that. So those are mats, which you can see now why I was saying, like, it's not just mats. There's so much other stuff you can do. So this is true, obviously, for a picture, but this is also true. Actually, let me just delete that picture. This is also true for papers. So let's say, actually, let me go back to where I was because I'm going to get a different paper. I want to get one that's more like this. Okay. And I think what I want to do is put this one in the back. So order move to the back. And again, everything that I'm doing here really quickly without talking about is in some other Artisan quick tips tutorials. So forgive me for just blowing through this pretty quick. All right, so let's say that I want, this is my page. Okay, I'm making my page like this. I'm not going to worry about centering it. And then I can actually apply to either this polka dot page in the back or this red page in the front. I can apply any of these frames. So I could do, like, for this red page, I could apply this soft edge. Oh, that's kind of cool. I could apply rustic. Oh, looks similar. I could apply the window pane. I could apply the black tabs, right? So any of these ones that I've just been showing you can be applied to paper as well as pictures. So if you like this one, for example, you can see there's a black like whatever, edge line around it, right? And then a white background. So again, just right click. Now the red isn't going to change because that was paper that I had already chosen. But what I am going to be able to edit here is the decorative frame, the black, the matte, the white, and then that image chop. So let's say that the black is fine with me, but I would like to have blue or whatever. Okay. So there we go. Yeah, that's a little bit crazy. Sorry. But now you know how it works. So when you click frames over here at the right, you can see at my mouse, you just click content first, then frames, and you have all of these options to choose from. And you can change the colors and kind of edit them a little bit as well. And then you just click and drag something to use that frame or design. I don't know that it is a frame, but and that's it. You're done. So I hope you enjoyed this Artisan quick tip. I think it's pretty cool. You can do so many creative, interesting things by using frames. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps other people find it on YouTube. And if you would like to see more quick tips and photo organizational tips and digital scrapbooking tips and photo storage tips, subscribe to the channel so you can see what we're sharing next.